So Henry Cavill's leaving The Witcher, presumably to play Superman, which I really hope they do a Man of Steel 2. But he's passing it off to Liam Hemsworth, which, isn't great. Nothing against Liam, but there's some speculation on what the reason is. Some say it's probably because, he's not going to have enough time, with his Superman role. And the other side says that there was some trouble in paradise. And I'm going to go through why I think it's the latter. What's up, everybody? I hope everyone had a fantastic Halloween. My wife and kids, we went and did some things, watched the kids run around, the smiles, the laughs. It was pretty great. With this recent news, I'm pretty sure Netflix isn't having that great of a time right now. So I'm sure you've heard Henry Cavill is leaving The Witcher. Henry Cavill, being as big of a fan of the books and the games, he wanted to see a close relation to the books and the games. So whenever Bo DeMaio described how the writers didn't like the material and openly mocked it, you can kind of see why Henry Cavill didn't want to stay there. But for whatever reason, Henry is out, Liam is in, and I think that the showrunners have made a catastrophic error in completely underestimating how popular Henry Cavill is, not just as a person, but as his depiction of Geralt. Otherwise, I think they would have not cast Liam. They probably would have ended it after the third season. Like my last video, I'm on the outside looking in. Same thing here. I'm not sure if they have money already going towards that season. If they probably haven't started filming quite yet, but I'm not sure if resources are allocated towards it and it's just too far along that they can't back out. I think it would be in their best interest just to scrap it altogether. One of the things I wanted to talk about was the fallout that was going to come from all of this. So Henry Cavill leaving was the atomic bomb, and the mushroom cloud is how fans are reacting to this. And we have the perfect article to kind of point that out. So this is coming courtesy of MovieWeb, and the writer Anthony Lund, I think he did a really good job on this one. The Witcher fans petitioned Netflix to bring back Henry Cavill. A petition demanding that Netflix reinstate Henry Cavill in The Witcher is rapidly approaching 50,000 signatures. Crazy. Henry Cavill is The Witcher. That's how Netflix originally promoted the actor's debut in the series back in 2019, and that now is what many fans believe, despite Cavill's time in the role coming to an end. As any disillusioned supporter of a movie or TV show does these days, that means a petition has been raised to force Netflix to bring the Superman star back to the role that he seemingly chose to leave. Make of that what you will. So obviously, this petition is probably not going to do anything. I get the vigor, I understand, but even if you could get Netflix to, bring Henry Cavill back, that's up to Henry. That's not up to Netflix. While the Change.org petition attracted over 25,000 signatures by midnight on Wednesday, the number has doubled over the following several hours to be rapidly approaching 50,000 at the time of writing. The petition reads, Andrich. Andrich. I'm so sorry. I really feel like I'm not pronouncing that right. Andrew Sapkowski himself said about Henry Cavill, I was more than happy with Henry Cavill's appearance as The Witcher. He's a real professional. Just as Viggo Mortensen gave his face to Aragorn, so Henry gave his to Geralt, and it shall be forever so. Henry isn't leaving The Witcher because of Superman. Netflix executives have once again made a grave decision against delivering for their fans. The reason why The Witcher is such a popular show is the fans' love of the source material of books and games that are hated by and actively been mocked by the writers and showrunner. Henry Cavill is one of those big fans. He knows all of it inside and out, wanted to stay true to the Sapkowski's world, which is why Netflix wants to replace him. That's a bold one. That's a bold statement, but there might be something, that comes out later that says Netflix forced Henry Cavill out. But as it stands right now, Henry Cavill, he left on his own accord, and Netflix, that didn't have anything to do with Netflix. Especially, Netflix hired the showrunners and writers and things like that. It has nothing to do. Netflix is kind of removed from all of that. Not all of it, but most of it. Let us show them in pure numbers and thus lost money, because that's all they really care about, that none of us Witcher fans will stand with them and will abandon the show and potentially our subscriptions after The Witcher Season 3 is concluded. Netflix can only exist because all of us pay them monthly to produce content that is entertaining for us. Unfortunately, all public information points towards a production team making decisions that are completely opposite to the fans, our interests. We already had to suffer through the disaster that was the end of Game of Thrones. We're not gonna let that go. Netflix, don't repeat the exact same mistake of holding on to writers and showrunners that believe themselves to be superior to the actual creator of the stories that made them successful. 100% agree. 100% agree. And I'm sure everyone's kind of tired of remakes. We're in a remake lull. It's like, come up with original content, but there has been plenty. But the ones that are like big budget stuff, remakes. They're all remakes. And like Witcher adaptation, Game of Thrones, things like that. it's getting really tiresome, and especially when you have someone that doesn't even like what they're working on. It's like, what in the world did you expect? What did you expect? But Bo DeMaio, he said something that was really interesting, but I agree with him 100%. He said that if you want to work on a project, you got to at least like it. That way you can cut down on conflict in the writer's room, and people will want to work late hours and push through because they love what they're working on. And I completely agree with that. But let's take a look at this mushroom cloud real quick. We're going to switch over to change.org. Now, when I checked this, they were at 68,000 signatures. They bumped up to 69,757, and it's still going up right now. Now, with not only the amount of signatures on this thing, but they only wanted 75,000 signatures. That's all they wanted. They're going to get that. And I'm sure more people will have signed on to this if they could. In my opinion, the petition's not going to do anything. Henry Cavill is not coming back to The Witcher. I'm going to finish out season 3. I'll check out season 4, a few episodes to see how Liam Hemsworth does. No shade to Liam, man. Like, just because, we want Henry Cavill to play Geralt doesn't mean that we don't like Liam. We just think that Geralt, he really established himself in this role. He did an amazing job. So it's nothing against Liam. It's just Henry Cavill really made this his own. In my opinion, I think Netflix, the showrunners in general, I think once they saw that there was, something stinky in Denmark, they should have stepped up and stepped in and got the problematic writers and sent them packing. You don't need that kind of thing in there. I think they spent way too much time on the supporting characters rather than following Geralt in the show, and that's been a complaint of a lot of the fans of the show. I'm not coming from the creative side of this. I've never been given control of an IP and wanting to kind of put my own spin on it. However, this should have been a slam dunk. This is too easy. This is too easy. You have so much material to go off of. You should have been able to make this show and make it great. And then, Henry Cavill would have went down as the lead in one of the best shows on Netflix. Anyway, I appreciate you guys stopping by, and shout out to, the subs, all 176 of you. We're a small community, but we're slowly growing, and we really appreciate it. Don't think that we don't see you guys, for sure. We see you and we appreciate you. If you made it this far, you are the true MVPs. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. While you're down there, go ahead and do all the other algorithm appeasing efforts. Really appreciate it over here. There should be another video popping up. And until next time, keep it casual. Peace.